This is question number 4 from Chapter 7, Exercises. Again, it gives us a lot of information, and I always start off by going down and reading that question so I can wrap my mind around the question, and then find the information that I need to solve the question. It says, determine the standard unit material cost per pound for a standard batch. If required, we're going to round it. As I look down, it shows us we have whole tomatoes, vinegar, corn syrup, salt, and then the total, and then the standard cost per. So we are going to be determining each one of those. It says that the condiments company uses standard cost to control the material costs. Assuming the batch of ketchup, 800 pounds, has the following standards. Whole tomatoes, 1,300 pounds at 45 cents. Vinegar, 70 gallons, $2.70 per gallon. Corn syrup, 6 gallons, $10 per gallon. Salt, 28 pounds and $2.50 per pound. The actual materials in a batch may vary from standard due to tomato characteristics. Assume that the actual quantities of materials for batch K54 were as follows: 1,400 pounds of tomatoes, 67 gallons of vinegar, 7 gallons of corn syrup, and 27 pounds of salt. So we're going to have to figure out what the standard cost is per batch. So the standard cost per batch would be 800 pounds would be 1,300 times 45. So let's go ahead and we'll go over here to my calculation sheet here. So I'll take 1,300 times 45, and that's 45 cents. So that looks like $585. Next, we'll look at the vinegar. And the vinegar, I'm going to write it over on this side, is 70 gallons times 2.7. $459. For our corn syrup, up here, 6 gallons times $10. That equals $60. Our salt is 28 pounds times 250. That looks like $70. These are our standards. Now, for the total standard cost, I need to add them together. So I'm going to take 0.45 plus $459 plus 60 plus 70 and that looks like it's going to be $589.45 for my total. And the standard cost per standard unit of materials cost per pound, we're going to divide that 589.45 by 800 pounds. That would be our standard. So I'll take the 589.45. I'm going to divide that by 800. $589.5. My decimal didn't work. Divided by 800. It looks like 0.73 or 0.74, actually, rounded. Yes, I'm going to take the total cost and I'm going to divide that by the standard quantity of 800 pounds up here. So I then end up with a final number of 74 cents per pound. Now the next part of this question says determine the direct materials quantity variance for batch K54. If required, round numbers as follows. Remember, our quantity variance, I'm going to write that formula down. The quantity variance is equal to my actual quantity minus my planned quantity times my planned price. Okay? So for tomatoes, let's go ahead and grab those tomatoes. We'll use red for tomatoes. Yes, red tomatoes. So our planned quantity was 1,300, but we used 1,400. So I plug those numbers in. Actual quantity, 1,400. My planned was 1,300. And we can see that's going to be unfavorable because we're using more than we planned. I'm going to multiply that times my planned price, which is 45 cents. So 1,400 minus 1,300 equals, oh, I have an error here. Well, we know that's 100. Multiply that times the 45, and that would then be a $45 unfavorable variance. So I took the 100 times 0.45, and that equals $45 unfavorable. We used more than we planned. For the vinegar, we can do the same thing. The vinegar, we plan on using 70 gallons. We use 67. So we actually used less than we planned. So that's going to be a favorable variance. So for the vinegar, was 67 and 70. Actual is 67. Planned was 70. We used less than we planned, so that's going to be a favorable variance. And our rate for the vinegar planned was $2.70 per gallon. So we'll multiply this times 2.7. So we have 3 times 2.7. That's going to be $8.10 favorable.